In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I've gone from living in a 2-bedroom apartment in the middle of Birmingham, working a job that I absolutely hated, £40,000 worth of debt, literally sleeping on a yoga mat, lonely, unhealthy, to the complete opposite, now living by the seaside, £1 million home, married, 2 kids, never been healthier. And it wasn't any particular physical thing that I focused on, guys. It was actually this subject of raising your vibrational frequency. Now, based on what I just said, there's going to be a few people that are watching this video right now. Some people got angry when I just said what I just said about my transformation. Some people got jealous about what I just said. But there was a few people, maybe the older crowd got a little bit confused, but there was a few people that were inspired by what I just said, and you're waiting for something to click for you as well. This video is for you select people. Okay, let's get right into it. So one of my first mentors was Mr. Bob Proctor. It started off me reading his books, then listening to his audios, and then actually me flying over to Toronto to spend 7 days with him, which then became a business partnership with him and his wife for 3 years of my life. And they always talked about frequencies. When I first heard it, I didn't really understand it, kind of like a radio station. But that's kind of truth. You have to be able to tune into the frequency of what it is that you want. Now, this video is particularly about the frequency chart. You see, these are all emotions that the human actually feels. Now, when we take certain action, we're going to get a certain result. Now, based on how you're feeling when you're taking that action, is actually going to determine the results that you attract. This is what a lot of people misunderstand. It's not just about doing the work. It's about you choosing the right thoughts, understanding how to get yourself on a higher frequency, and actually taking action there. Okay, now I want to break it down. So if you take action when you're in a negative vibration, nothing positive will come from that. Nothing. You can't actually think, do, or act intelligently from a negative vibration. Okay, so what I do, I can't speak on behalf of anyone else, but what I do is whenever I'm feeling any of these emotions, I will do my very best to talk, do the 3 things that I'm going to talk about in this video to increase my vibrational frequency. So that means that my input is going to have a better, my output is going to produce a better input. Okay, so let's talk about it, man. So at the very top of the frequency chart, the best feeling of ever is enlightenment. Okay, enlightenment. I'm not going to break down what all these means just yet. Maybe we can talk about that on a different video. Then we've got peace, okay, joy, and then love. Okay, so these are like high frequencies. You feel great here. You feel fired up. You feel just very clear. Okay, and then you got anger. As you can see, most people think that anger is actually like one of the worst. It's actually not. Anger is quite neutral. You see, anger is actually a very good place to start taking action. See, in order for me to even get on this journey, I had to get angry with my situation. It was actually anger which gave me motivation. You see, most people get into the gym and they say, do you know, enough is enough. I'm going to get in good shape. And it's not from a place of like negative anger, like beating yourself up. It's more of a place of like, I'm fired up. Enough is enough. I'm going to do this, right? So here's actually a good place to start. And then obviously you've got fear. So what we're doing here is we're using our imagination in reverse here. So fear just stands for false evidence appearing real. The opposite to fear is faith. Okay. So grief. Okay. Really want you to think about this. Regret, guilt, and shame. Not rocket science. My top tip: avoid anything, doing anything, saying anything to anyone, doing actions that are going to cause you to feel regret, guilt, or shame after them. Okay, think about some things that you do that after you've done them, you feel these. This is low frequency. Okay, this is low. This here, I'll be honest, this is where a lot of people live their life. They live in regret of the past. They feel guilty about things they've done. They beat themselves up for the rest of their life, feeling guilty, feeling so they're in victim mode, and they feel shameful. Maybe they've done something, they just feel shameful, and this makes them do, guess what, more negative things. This is why people, get into momentum of like they're trying to stop drinking, but then they keep drinking, they keep smoking, whatever it is, whatever you're addicted to, any addictions essentially. You see, because this is also addictive. You understand that? This is the same. You can get addicted to winning. You can get addicted to doing positive things. Like when you start going to the gym and you start to see results, it actually becomes an addiction to the point where like you don't want to stop training. When you start making money and you're seeing something work, you become addicted to it and you don't want to stop. When you do things in your relationship and it makes your relationship better, it makes you want to do, you become addicted to it, right? But it's all positive. Okay, so really quick, we're on frequencies, right? Now, we're not talking about your particular goal right now. I'm just talking about feelings in general. The goal here, guys, is to feel good now. Okay. Now, I could do a whole hour talk on just that, to be honest. But just for the sake of this video, I hope this has helped when it comes to frequencies. Okay. Now, let's break down the 3 steps that I believe that everyone can do to increase their frequency every single day. So, guys, super simple. Okay. This is a good place to start. Okay. First thing that you want to do every single day to make sure that you're on a good frequency is you want to work on your mind. You want to work on your mind. What does that mean? You want to be putting positive seeds into your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind determines how you vibrate, feel, determines how you take action. If you listen to positive information before you leave the door, leave for work, whatever, you're going to feel positive. You understand that? Based on you feeling positive, you're probably going to have a more positive day. If you don't work on your mind, I like to do it first thing in the morning, first 30 minutes of the day. I am putting literally wealth affirmations and success affirmations into my mindset. Okay, because when you first wake up, you're kind of in and out of consciousness, and that is the best time to plant seeds into your subconscious mind. So I'm going to be doing some mindset work. Okay, what else includes mindset work? So you've got books. Okay, you want to read. I like to read at least 10 pages of a book every single morning before I go ahead and start my day. Next, you've got audios, like I just said, and you've got programs. Okay, what's programs? Programs, like I just said, is like listening to a 30-minute chunk of just pure I am affirmations, getting that into your subconscious mind. You can have one headphone in. Okay, just let it come in, and you can actually read whilst listening, because you get to the point where you hear it that much, your conscious mind can't even hear it, but your subconscious mind is taking it all in. Okay. Also, I like to do journaling. Okay. And it's like all about gratitude. So I write down my goals in present tense. Okay, so I am. Okay, every morning I write out, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and I paint my dream life. I write out my self-image every single morning. That means, boom, I am ready to go. I've tuned my frequency into the station of success. Boom, because success is just a mindset. That's all it is. First of all, define what success is for you. What goal are you wanting to achieve right now? Success is basically the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. An ideal is basically an idea that you are in love with. That's all it is. You moving towards that goal, that means you're a successful person. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So next thing you want to work on, guys, is your body. Okay, your body walks, preferably outside. Okay, yes, treadmill's great. You want to be outside in nature, taking walks. You want to be hitting the gym, so you want to be exercising. Okay, exercising. Ignore my spelling. I don't know anyone who's left the gym in a negative vibration. Do you know why? Because it gets your heart race going, your heartbeat going. You feel like you're progressing. You actually are progressing. You're showing the universe and God that you're grateful for the body that you're blessed with. So this is a really, really good way to elevate your frequency. Okay, so if you're feeling bad, exercise. Okay, go out for a walk, do some exercise, lift some weights. Obviously doing that. Turn your car into a university. Another one for this. Work on your body, guys. Also, healthy food. This also includes that, healthy foods. You've all done it. You've ate fast food. You've ate terrible food. You feel like, you know what I mean? I have like a cheat meal every weekend, and always the following morning I'm like, ugh. Feel rough, feel heavy, still feel sluggish, feel like sometimes I can't even think straight. What am I even doing? Where am I going? Because again, you're going backwards, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? It's like, but it is important to reward yourself. That's why I do actually have that meal. But 90% of the time, I am eating a clean to a plan, healthy diet. Okay, and the third and final thing, guys, is you want to work on your goals. Okay, so you've got work on your mind, work on your body, work on your goals. Now, this could be, something to do with your, your career. Okay, doesn't have to be. If you're an athlete, it could be to do with, athletics, your sport, whatever it is. But whatever your goal is, doing something every day towards that goal, what this is going to do, it's going to put you in alignment. And when you're in alignment, you feel good because, again, you're progressing. So success is progress. Success is progress. So when you're in alignment, you can see clear. You feel great. You feel you're on a higher frequency. When you're out of alignment, you feel anxious. You feel stressed. You're quite snappy. Okay, you feel quite angry. You start to drop into the. Because guess what? You're not taking action. So guess what? You feel guilty. You feel shameful. You're regretting not taking action all day. You skip the gym. You regret it. You feel shameful, right? So it's all low. So you want to stay in alignment. Okay. Now when you work on your mind, work on your body, work on your goals every day, you're in alignment. You will be rewarded for that. You're going to feel great. And this is how basically, there's obviously a little bit more to it, but the basics of how you can stay high vibrational. Whenever I speak to people, and they're like, I'm really doubting, man. I feel like, I'm like, perfect. What's your goal? If they ain't got one, I'm like, right, that's why. When there's a vision, the people what? Perish. Perish means disintegrate. Okay, you need a goal. Okay, so let's say, yeah, I've got a goal. Perfect. What have you done today towards your goal physically? What physical actions? I've worked on my mind, and that's one thing. I'm talking about physical actions. What actions have you taken today? 0. I would also be doubting and living in fear and anxiety if I was you then. Why? Because you've taken no action towards your goal. Go and DM 20 people. Go and make those sales calls. Go and do that run. Okay, then come back to me. You're not going to be doubting. Why? Because you've taken a step towards your goal. You're living in alignment. The biggest gap in the personal development world is the knowing and doing gap. Okay, you have to have courage. You have to do things. Let's say this is your comfort zone. Ready? You have to live here. Most people live in here. They know what to do, but they don't do it because they listen to their paradigm over their potential. Okay, guys, that's it. 3 steps. Take it, use it, apply it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's go.